It's Power to Truth with me on Kopotse JJ Tawan. We're reviewing 2024. It's our last live show, and so we thought we'll look at 2024. It was a very, very seminal year, but I can summarize it simply by saying same script, different cast. South Africans are faced with exactly the same script. That's why we're talking about a government that actually just is a continuation of the status quo. The net effect of the government of national unity is a deadlock that is going to last 5 years. And I know that some, oh no, this guy is negative, you know, we want this thing to work. Yeah, we want it to work, but we just need to understand what it is. Right? At the moment, it's the same script of poverty, the same script of 40% of unemployment, the same script of the worst inequality in the world, the same script of one of the worst corruption in the world, us as number 80 of 180 countries, because we are failing to change our script. We're failing to change the script of incompetence. We are failing to change the script of no consequence. And what's worse is that our politicians rub it in our face. Just yesterday, Denny Jordan goes to court to say, no, I don't want you to charge me anymore. That's a shortcut now out. And I say, hey, let me do a zizi on them. Let me come there and say, hey, you're wrong to charge me. Please don't charge me. The Speaker of Parliament went to Parliament, went to court to say, don't arrest me. Stop. I'm too important to be, I'm too old to be arrested. Just not too old to steal, not too old to receive bribes, not too old to receive cash in Louis Vuittons, not too old to receive chicken breasts and whiskey for Christmas, but too old to go to prison. It's the same script of corruption, unfortunately. And when we don't talk about that and we try to buttress this and make it sweet, make it nice, we're never going to do anything about it. This year was reflections on 30 years of democracy where we were supposed to celebrate. It was spoiled by the fact that for the majority of our people, we always try to shut them up and say, oh, you have electricity now. Oh, you've got water now. Shut up. You've got the RDP house. That doesn't matter. It's falling apart. But you've got, keep quiet. We expect better. We expect more. We expect a different script than those who thought that we are subhuman. And so we can just get crumbs. When you listen to the debates about BEE, about employment equities, it's people with an entitled mindset that says, don't touch our privilege. This year, government passed a law, the National Health Insurance. I don't particularly like its mechanisms, but its principle is clear. It says, if I am poor and you are rich, it shouldn't be that you have access to healthcare and I don't. And they say, no, we love NHI, it's a good idea, but it's not affordable. And when I say it's not affordable, they are saying, let the status quo remain. Let the script of privilege remain, so that only those who are rich and well off can access a hospital and even do unnecessary procedures, the Botoxes of this world, whatever they are called, and plastic surgery, when people are dying of avoidable diseases because they don't have access to medication. When people are dying of diabetes and hypertension and TB, things we can avoid. Because this is structured in such a way that they're saying, oh, it's the same script. Same script of two nations. One black and poor, one white and privileged and rich. And hey, when you say these things, but hey, this guy is negative, but you know, it was kumbaya, we must all, no. We're going to talk the truth until something bleeds. That's what we need to do, and that's what this year must teach us. Starting with the 30 years of democracy, we must stop it to pat ourselves in the back, but be able to say the challenges of South Africa are unacceptable for a country with the kind of mineral wealth we have. You cannot have a situation where we've got so much mineral wealth and half of the country is starving. That's bizarre. And what they're saying is okay. You know, I was talking to some corporates, they were saying, hey, you know, the markets were very, very angry. They were praying that the DA must get into power. And then when he didn't get into power and the moonshot thing fell apart, they were praying that they must make sure the ANC remains in power and they keep them in check. And I mean, you listen to this and you think, are we in 1980 here? No, that's a market. That's a market. The market is at least relieved that the status quo will remain. The market is relieved that 40% of people are starving, that half of this country live below the breadline, that 14 million people are living under bridges and starving, that the market wants that to remain. And then we had poor failure of leadership, another script that remains. Progressive forces failed this country, failing to unite in order to reverse these time bombs. That was the year that we had, South Africa. Is 2025 going to be different? Or is it going to be the same script, but a different cast? GNU is a different cast. Nothing new. Just switch some ministries here, give them the same people. In any event, these people don't disagree much on deprioritizing the poor. They don't disagree on that. That's why the GNU will last. To last because their interests are secured. Mine and yours are not. Same script, a different cast, South Africa. That's your 2024 for you. Of course, we saw some political developments, seminal elections. We saw the EFF you know, going through some turmoil. Of course, tomorrow they're starting their National Assembly, and a lot of people are looking at that. I loved what Panyaza Lesufi said. Panyaza Lesufi, you know, is a different breed. He's truly cut from a different cloth. He says to the ANC faithful, don't celebrate the fall of EFF. Don't celebrate the departure of people from EFF to go to MK because you are next. I'm paraphrasing him. He mustn't fight with me and say he didn't say so. But the principle there is there's no country that can succeed that has a poor opposition. You can imagine the mess we've gone through over the last 30 years. If there was no opposition at all, how much of a Sodom and Gomorrah it was going to be. And so we wish the EFF well, we wish the MK party well, all the opposition parties well, to get their act together so that they can hold this GNU to account. Because remember, the GNU is you know, they're cruising nicely. It's what in 1994 we used to call a gravy train. They're in a gravy train. And so if we have a poor opposition, woe unto us. And so, as Panyaza is saying, let's not celebrate, oh, they're having problems, people are leaving and what, yeah, viva. No, we've got to understand that any democracy means that you've got to have a counterforce, a balance, so that we don't have a one-party state, because the ruins of our continent in the various capitals are a result of big men syndrome, of dictators who became complacent and ruined those countries. In some of the places, the last time there was even infrastructure was when the colonialists were there. We've got to stop that and ensure that we've got a balanced political system. And so whether you are in government or you are in opposition, you've got a role to play. And so we wish all our political parties there in Parliament well as they get the country moving forward. Well, I want to thank you for making this show, #1 show here in the land at 8 p.m. But you need to understand that Power to Truth is never a one-man show. We've got a range of people who make this show happen, from our directors, our technical directors, our floor managers here, our camera people, as well as people who write concepts about what shows must be aired and so on. So I want to thank the team, particularly our team here behind the scenes here at ENCA and for this show and many other shows here for their wonderful work that they are doing. We want to say we are very appreciative, keep well, because often what happens is only those who are in front of a camera that get recognition, and people who are behind the scenes who make this show as it is are hardly ever recognized. So I want to recognize you, the team here, all of you, for the wonderful work that you are doing here behind the scenes to make Power to Truth what it is in fulfilling its mission of truth-telling. Now, also, thank you to all our guests, both those who made it to the show and those who are still on the list. You know yourself. We've invited you. It takes a lot of time for you to say yes, but we appreciate all the guests who have made it here. Let me take the time to also wish you well in this time of festive. One of the things about the festive season in South Africa is also a time of tragedy, where you're going to the road, you're taking your family, you're trying to get somewhere, and then suddenly you got accidents. And we want to wish you well in this festive season. Come back alive, arrive alive, and ensure that you enjoy these holidays. For those who celebrate Christmas, we want to wish you a Merry Christmas. We'll be back in the new year to continue season 5 of Power to Truth. But until we talk frankly again, may God bless you.
I said, sing it for me. This is what they said. What's it? Wafamanaina, oh, Wafamanaina, oh, Wafamanaina, Akukesa, Wafamanaina, oh, Wafamanaina, oh, Wafamanaina, Akukesa, Akukesa, yes, Akukesa, yes, Akukesa,